What are you doing here? What are you doing here in the village? Covered in mud, living with the chickens. Their hair grew better than yours. It's giving Cinderella before the fairy godmother. Fairy godmother Amy, who allegedly runs a boot camp for common village folks like you and I. To marry billionaires in China. Wait, so like trophy wife boot camp? Yes. Some lists say that there's like 450 billionaires in China. That's the low end. Depending on methodology, it could go up to 1,000 billionaires. There's almost 6.5 million people with like a net worth over $1 million, second only to the US in the world. It's a lot of bachelors. Yeah. Well, Amy thought so when she launched her trophy wife socialite boot camp. Oh, I thought that was funny too. Trophy wife camp. It's a camp made for commoners to tap into high society. Go from lower to middle to higher class. So if you're lower class and you've got thousands of dollars lying around.
Wait, how much is the course?
$5,000.
So somebody's paying $5,000 to go up to higher class. I'm sorry, you higher class. You already upper class. You paying $5,000. You already there. $5,000 for what? To transform this cave troll to a royal. This is a Cinderella story, except instead of fitting into a glass slipper, you were given a plastic slipper for you to pretend was glass. To pretend you're Cinderella. Because here, you don't learn how to get rich. No, this is not some kind of drop shipping course. No, this is where you learn how to look rich. This is where you learn how to eat fine cake. Describe the taste like a sumier.
然后会觉得它的口感非常的绵密，而且呢 you will discover that its texture is exceptionally smooth and velvety, and it predominantly features a delicate light milk fragrance, accompanied by a luxurious richness that envelops and reaches the roof of your mouth delightfully.
Like Yaka, Sasha Susu Socialite. She's so elegant, so graceful. She swirls her spoon in her cake. Oh, look at that. The posture, the neck, the elegance, the fingers.
Can you eat the cake?
Said the commoners during the live. Just got some little cream on her lip. But unlike bad cake that only sits on the crust of your tongue, no, this one penetrates beneath.
Some desserts have sweetness that only lingers on your tongue, but its milk fragrance fills your entire mouth,
Tickles your larynx.
even your nasal cavity, with a rich aroma.
Overwhelms your nasal cavity. This cheesecake from the grocery store. She then gives you a tip. Hot tip.
所以我是觉得大家女孩子是真的是可以囤一些好的甜品在冰箱里面，就是深更半夜突然想吃一口，你就可以取出来。
Take a bite. Don't push it now. That's not classy. Almost like it's performative. You know, it's almost like she had a class on class. No, she convinced one of China's biggest actors. Okay? Basically, the 365 Days hero of the Chinaverse. She married Are You Lost Baby Girl of the Chinaverse. Like a bad fan fiction. You know, those Wattpad fan fictions of your mom sold you to One Direction? She wasn't the only ordinary person to marry into wealth and fame. Luna was a flight attendant, and she married Taiwanese-American star Wilbur Pan. And then again, Mocha Fang, who was a model, married big-time actor Aaron Kwok. So Chinese netizens were seeing these ordinary people marrying into wealth and fame, and they thought, you know what? It's like a drama. They bump across each other in the streets, and it just felt like a TV show to many, till a picture sparked an investigation. A picture where Luna and Mocha Fang all together in the company of Amy. Who's Amy? Well, she allegedly runs a trophy wife boot camp. Are you suggesting that these people curated an image of themselves to appeal to billionaire bachelors? Yes, that's what Chinese netizens are suggesting. That's the allegation. This concept of learning how to behave around wealth is not new. Okay, China did not invent this. It kind of exists everywhere. Europe has had finishing schools since forever. Finishing school, meaning finishing touches school, refinement. They refine your behavior so you become more proper. Russia has princess schools. Eastern Europe literally has bride agencies that train women on how to appeal to wealthy foreign men. The US straight up got sugar baby coaching. Be sugar baby today. Japan and Korea have these etiquette academies for corporate wives and for high status social settings. You don't want to embarrass yourself and like blink too fast at a dinner. Mortifying! These social constructs are a bit ridiculous in my opinion, but none of this is new. Actually, finishing schools have quite a history. During World War II, there was a thing called an SOE, which is like a special operations executive. They operated finishing schools. So what that meant was those who excel in finishing schools, those who were the most, I guess, proper, charismatic, those people would go on to become some of the most powerful assets for these governments back in World War II. They were used for espionage. They became spies. So there was an intelligence officer, Vera Atkins, that was the architect behind these programs. She essentially finished these female agents, like Christina Skarbek, who was a Polish countess, former beauty queen, and she became Winston Churchill's favorite spy. Her social poise was what allowed her to infiltrate enemy lines. Noor Inayat Khan, who was born into Indian royalty, also, she was a key communications operator. Her sophistication and charisma is what allowed for her very important and dangerous role in the French resistance during the Second World War. So these things, they exist. They existed for certain reasons, and today they exist as well for others. What is new, though, is that China has managed to turn this into this fully digital, big-scale industry. Because these camps, they don't teach you manners in a way where, oh, you're born into, like, high society, let's, like, teach you how to be proper. No. They teach you how to transcend. All right, they teach you how to manipulate, how to fool, how to work everybody around you in a way that benefits you to such an extent you infiltrate into like a billionaire circle, bitch, you get married to one. This is only possible because the world we live in, image moves way faster than reality. So if you don't look like you belong, you don't get access, essentially. A curated image in our modern day and age is actually a lot more powerful than the truth. And these camps, they abuse that. They're really just using the system to abuse the system, to fool the system. They promise a shortcut, not to wealth, but to the appearance of legitimacy. There's a Chinese proverb about image that goes, the clothes make the person just as gold makes the Buddha. And it emphasizes how your outward appearance, your presentation, how you're packaged is so important on how you as a person are perceived and valued by society. Once you look like it, sit back and relax because society's gonna do the rest for you. The syllabus, module 1, is how you look. They analyze your face and they don't do any of that love yourself business. No, they look at you and think, what's the most profitable version of your face? Makeup styles to copy certain celebrities, particularly Angelababy, loved by many. She's like the golden standard. Color palettes that read expensive. That pink, yeah, it's like nipple pink. They gotta be clothes that look like old money, even if they're not. I feel like that's kind of obvious. Soft neutrals, pastels, minimal jewelry, nothing loud. Okay, no Gucci, please, no Balmain. None of that bull. Nothing trendy. Has to be timeless. Everything is designed to say, I've never tried hard a day in my life while trying extremely hard. This is me, this is all natural. Sometimes what they do in these boot camps that they don't do in other finishing schools is here they suggest aesthetic procedures for you, cosmetic procedures.
Why don't you get a little bit done here, a little bit done there?
Nothing dramatic, of course, you know. We don't want you all to end up looking exactly the same. They look exactly the same. Everybody looks like they fell off the same family tree.
But it doesn't matter if it's the same.
It's the same for a reason. It's the same because that's the face, people. Wow, that's kind of sad. But it doesn't stop here. Module 2, how you move. Why are you sat like that? Bestie, who taught you to sit like this? Public bus? Folded like a lawn chair. You look like an iPad kid. They teach you how to sit. They teach you how to walk. You want to see me walk? You're not gonna like it. No, I'm not getting sold to One Direction anytime soon, that's for sure. But I kind of only did that because you're gonna tell me it's a green screen. It's not. I'm freezing out here. So for you to tell me this is a green screen, it's just rude. I'm just having soup. They teach you how to place your hands. How not to speak when you've got food in your mouth. And how to hold a bag. Don't know how to hold a bag? Just pay $5,000 and go learn. But they also teach you voice control. Let me hear your voice. You sound like you should go give these chickens a bath. That's not old money. No! Lower your voice. Slower your pace. Pause. Often. Strategic pauses, they said. Just like how Yaka does in her cake review. And yes, the head tilt is imperative. Tilt your head a little, 15 degrees, they said. Pull out a protractor, bitch. No, that's too much. You look like you hanging. To whisper in English, throw in a few English buzzwords to seem more international.
Can you marry a billionaire in China? You speak Chinese and English fluently.
All the bilingual folk, you know, like Spanglish, Franglish, Mandaringlish. Yaka did it.
上度了嘛，微度，但真的度的不多，不是从头到脚都科技人，一点点科技。
Some girls take it too far.
我小姐姐撞彩的，
You know, comes off a little odd, to say the least. Like Yaka.
accompanied by a luxurious richness.
But your performance is really incomplete without posting it online, and that's Module 3. This is the most important part. This is where you are taught to build a feed that's calm, effortless, wealthy. This is where they rent a penthouse suite at the Ritz or whatever. You've got 10 minutes with a photographer and a makeup artist. Go, 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 go! Where to stand in the hotel room, which window to pose by, little bathtub picture. You're saging your lifestyle. You and all your classmates, all the 20 other people that are gonna come in after you. And this is where you start seeing the same photos over and over again with all these different girls. The same hotels, they've got the same bags because everything is rented and shared, the same angles. So you've got an agency and you all get the same curated image, and it just comes off a little counterintuitive, I feel. You have such an exclusive image that only you, all the others that rented it with you, share it. Now here's the thing. Not all of these camps are made to find, you know, a wealthy, eligible billionaire bachelor. No, some of these camps are just socialite camps, and what that means is you want to be an influencer, which for some reason is an aspiration to many. That's usually achievable in China if you look rich, which kind of makes sense when you think about it, because every time we've made a Shasha Susu video, they would always shove these designer bags in your face. They have the same poses, the same play. I feel like they might have taken these courses too, but that's basically the idea. There are 3 possible reasons why you would join one of those things. One is because you actually want to learn how to get proper and act proper, which is, I mean, you do you. Another is because you want to become a socialite, and you would use those to be able to network, to present a certain curated image, to look a certain way, and that way tends to garner attention on social media in China. Third reason is to find a filthy rich husband. Why? Because these groups, these camps, they kind of put together these networking events, these dinners. They kind of push you into certain circles where you have a chance to mingle. Oh my god, what are they doing? I'm literally talking about mingling, and the chickens are mingling. So you have an opportunity through these boot camps to mingle. They teach you how to create emotional closeness without being transactional. To them, it's not manipulation, it's strategy. You know all those self-help books? Like Power, the book everybody loves. Those books are essentially marketed as strategy, as self-improvement. This is kind of what this is too. This one's manipulation, but that one's not. No, they're all kind of self-improvement by manipulation. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. So you put all these modules together and you get the final product, this course, which Amy allegedly runs. Amy, photographed in this very curious picture with both Luna and Mocha, who went on to marry superstars. Are you saying this works? Yes, it works. Yes, Chinese netizens did a whole investigation into this thing because it meant anybody could marry the stars. This whole thing looks like a factory line of socialites. Yaka is what it looks like in real life. For months online, she appeared to be exactly what everything this camp offered, everything this camp promised that you can become. Refined, wealthy, gorgeous, always in the right places, always calm, sophisticated, tilted in 15 degrees. She didn't chase status. Status followed her. Okay, like a creepy man in the dark, following her. When she looked back and she saw who that creepy man was, Huang Xiaoming, huge superstar in China. This man was the daddy of China. Just to put into context, he was married to Angela Baby, who is the standard, the golden standard that these courses kind of want the girls to become. Listen, I love, but may this love never find me. Those wedding vows were abysmal. The man said, I'm gonna ruin you. Channel that daddy character he's got going, from his movies, I guess.
With a baby, Yaka.
That's who he is. And shortly after his divorce with Angela Baby, which frankly we all saw coming with the vows like that and a mentality like this, he doesn't need an Angela Baby, a successful. No. He needs something more performative. To something more, Yaka. And he chased her. And lo and behold, they get into a relationship. These camps are working. She was an influencer as a result of her Socialite camp training. Remember, that was one of the possible outcomes, to become an influencer. People started hypothesizing that she was dating Huang Xiaoming because of the posts that they were seeing, her bag and his car, his view and her view, the same hotel room, and he's filming a movie in the city that she's also in. So there were all these things that were also all aligning. Netizens, they love to do their due diligence. All this is coming together and people are starting to realize, oh my god, he's dating this girl. Then she suddenly posts this screenshot of a conversation a private conversation, mind you, between her and Huang Xiaoming's team. She wants to put an end to the rumors. What could that mean? Maybe that she's not dating him? And she wants to make a statement that she's not dating him, maybe? I don't know. She didn't know either what she meant by that because she deleted it. She accidentally posted it, only for him to very, very promptly after announce that he is now happily dating Yaka. I forgot to tag her. He tags her after he deleted the post he put without tagging her. He had to edit that because he forgot to tag her. But it sounds a little bit odd. Why didn't you tag me? Said micro-influencer Yaka. Tag me in the post! To the ultra-famous guy, because she wants to be social climb. That's what these courses are. They're social climbing courses. Girl worked so hard and she finally got there, and she married this frankly unbearable man.
我的 baby Yaka.
Girl put in the work. She really read Power, cover to cover. She said, I'm changing my life. When that announcement comes out, you start getting all these articles about her. Not who she is, but how beautiful she is. Articles that are almost manufactured, almost curated, the same way her entire image is curated. The people eventually forgot about her until she posted a video teaching you how to eat cake. Yes, until she stuck a teaspoon of cake in her mouth and become a viral meme in China.
Even your nasal cavity.
Be so for real. She said nasal cavity. But you can see her training. You can see the effort being put into this. But you remember the modules, right? You remember how you had to throw in a few English buzzwords here and there to sound international? So if you're bilingual, you probably already do this. I know I be throwing English words into whatever other language I'm speaking. Because sometimes it just feels like that English word is just cringe. How the fuck are you gonna say cringe in another language? When you're speaking in Spanish, you're gonna say cringe. That makes sense. But for Yaka, she doesn't know words like cringe. What's a very common English word that you would know? Do. The verb do. To do.
我们读完
对
上读了嘛，微读，但真的读的不多，不是从头到脚都科技人，一点点科技。
So she just opts out. So she decides to use the verb do in English in a Chinese sentence. Imagine doing that in any other language. That is just insane. It's just so weird and botched. But yeah, she does throw in English words because that's what you learned in the modules. And that's what you learned in the course where you spent $5,000. Imagine not actually applying that shit. Come on. What really got people to dig into her was that cake video. Because she described that cake it was erotic poetry. It was a medical procedure described like erotic poetry. And it was confirmed that her lifestyle was not organic. It was manufactured, constructed. Her ma'am's reputation collapsed overnight, so much so that Huang Xiaoming had a movie coming out that flopped in the box office. And people were saying, oh, it's because you were associated with Yaka, that's why. Man's distanced himself from her. Public opinion turned cold on her. Yaka was suddenly not a success story. Now she was a case study, not because she did something uniquely evil. No, quite the contrary, because she did everything right. So perfectly that it felt like it went too far. Her performance felt like it was excessive, so deliberate, way too polished, and she just looked like somebody acting rich rather than just being rich. What happened here was that people saw through it, the theatrics, and they felt tricked. But that begs the question. She did marry Wang Xiaoming. He did love her for that curated image, ironically. How odd is that? Like, I'm sorry. Imagine pretending to be somebody so somebody loves you. That's literally the complete opposite point, like, of what love is. I feel like everybody performs. You know, everybody edits their life to some degree, right? Come on. Some of us take it too far. They sign up to Socialite Bootcamp, but it's just a symptom of living in a world where people feel like being yourself is not enough to survive. I don't know, what the fuck is this? Like, it literally doesn't matter. None of it matters. It's just juice. Just tea, y'all. It's not deep. What are your thoughts? Would you join a Socialite Bootcamp? How to be a trophy wife? What's your take? What do you think is more ridiculous? Fooling everybody to such an extent where you become a celebrity based on absolutely nothing, going so far as to marry one of the biggest actors in the Chinaverse, decided to marry you based on that false curated image you put up in his face. Like, that's just insane. That's just insane. It's like marrying a con artist. Oh, wait. Just kind of give con artist vibes, the whole thing. Yeah. You guys, I'm literally freezing. That was permission, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe that image is a social currency? And would you consider using it to get further in life? Can you blame somebody who does? I can't. And I don't. I don't think I could blame somebody for using social like image. I don't know. That's just my thoughts, y'all. Listen, girl worked hard for this. Let her have it. Where am I gonna take you next?